Hello everyone. So today in this video we are going to see the case study on gestational hypertension. Okay. So first you'll have to mention the identification data, name, age, address, the occupation, then the religion, the marital status, whether it was non-consanguineous or consanguineous marriage, then what was the duration of marriage. Also in OBG you will have to mention the gravida, the para, the abortion, whether there was any abortion, and the number of the living children. Okay, so then you all have to mention the LMP and also the EDD, okay, expected delivery date. Then you'll have to mention the blood group and date of admission and what was their diagnosis. Okay, full diagnosis you'll have to mention. Then comes the husband's data. The same you'll have to mention for husband also. Then comes the menstrual history. Okay, then the medical history, surgical history, and family history, whether there was any in family, there is any inherited disease like there is hypertension or diabetes or cardiac diseases. Okay, everything will come. Then comes the obstetrical history, like the history of whether there were previous pregnancies, there were abortions. Okay, you have to mention that. Then comes the present pregnancy. Now in present pregnancy you'll have to mention when were they registered, okay, date of registration, then at what weeks they got registration, okay, then the number of antenatal visits they have, then when the date of quickening, okay, then what was their pre-pregnant weight and their present pregnant weight and how much weight they gain, that will also come. Okay, next you will have to mention the number of the tetanus injections they have received and at what date, and whether they have received COVID-19 vaccine or not. Okay, then comes the chief complaint. So why were they admitted in the ward, you all have to mention. Okay, so this case which I am showing you all, it is an antenatal case. Okay, so then comes the antenatal history, like what was the manner of conception, then pregnancy was confirmed at what weeks, and whether she was exposed to any drugs or any radiations at that time. Okay, then now in second trimester history you all have to mention the USG report. Okay, so I have mentioned here, you can go through this. Next in third trimester also you all have to mention the USG report. Okay, then you all have to mention what medications the patient is now. Okay, the mg you all have to mention and at what time it is given, that also you all have to mention. Okay, so I have mentioned here, you can go through this. Next comes the physical examination. So here comes the general examination, head and scalp, the face and eye, ears, nose, mouth, gums, neck. Okay, now this you all no need to pay much attention on it. Okay, but you'll have to pay attention on this part, which is the breast examination. Okay, so next on inspection what you'll find out, on palpation what was the findings, you'll have to mention here. Then comes the abdominal examination. This should be given importance. Okay, so you'll have to mention on inspection whether the on inspection the abdominal was appropriate to gestational age or not. Then what is the size, like shape, the spherical it is or spherical it is or ovoid it is or round, you'll have to mention that. Then comes the contour, whether it is pendulous or non-pendulous. Then flanks, then umbilical is flat, inverted. Okay, you'll have to mention that. Then in skin you'll have to mention whether there are stria albicans present, linea nigra is present or stria gravidarum is present. You'll have to mention all this. Then on palpation you'll have to see what is the fundal height. Then okay, you'll have to mention all this. What is the fundal height, what is the abdominal girth of patient, then week of gestation using the finger methods you'll have to mention. Okay, next you'll have to mention whether the fluid thrill is present or absent. Then comes the fundal palpation. Now here you'll have to see on the fundal palpation whether you'll feel buttocks, head. Okay, whatever you all feel you will have to mention. Then in right lateral you'll have to see whether you all feel back or limbs. Then left lateral what you feel. Then what is the pelvic grip you all feel, whether it is converging or diverging. Then in Paulic grip you'll have to see it is ballotable, non-ballotable, engagement have taken place or not. Okay, so all this will come. Then you'll have to mention on auscultation at which part you all heard the sound and what was the fetal heart rate. Okay, everything will come. Then in conclusion, you'll have to mention what was the lie, then what is the attitude always should be well flexed, presentation always should be cephalic for normal, okay, for normal this I'm telling normal delivery. Then position should be ROA or LOA, it should be always, okay. So this should be present. When all these factors are met, it means the patient can go normal delivery, okay. Next is the investigations that you all will find on the case papers. Then any USG done, you'll have to mention, any Doppler studies done, everything you'll have to mention here. Next comes the treatment, like what medications they are on, okay. So everything you'll have to write in detail. So here nicely I have written very elaborate, I've elaborated it and written, you can go through this. So tablet iron, tablet calcium, tablet labetalol, everything is mentioned. Next, because this is a case study, you'll have to mention the anatomy of heart, okay, because it's hypertension. So all I have mentioned very nicely, just go through this, okay. You can copy the same thing. Then comes the blood supply, the nerve supply. Next is the disease condition. So I'll have to mention about the gestational hypertension, I have mentioned here, okay. Go through this, the pathophysiology, sign and symptom, clinical manifestations, diagnosis, management, then the obstetric management, and what are the complications, okay. That also you'll have to then you all have to do the comparison of book picture with the patient picture. So here you all have to mention on the books, like what the theory wise you all have studied and whether the things are present in the patient or not, okay. So that I have mentioned, you all can go through this, okay. So then you all have to mention the nursing diagnosis. Now here you all have to mention separately for the mother and for the fetus. Now for fetus only the risk, the potential diagnosis should be mentioned, okay. So see, I have mentioned decreased cardiac output, then ineffective uteroplacental tissue perfusion, then knowledge deficit, risk for maternal injury, risk for imbalanced nutrition, then in fetus risk for fetal hypoxia and risk for fetal injury, okay. So all this I have mentioned, you can copy the same thing. Then I have explained here the nursing diagnosis very nicely, very elaboratively. Go through this, okay. So first is for decreased cardiac output, then comes the ineffective uteroplacental perfusion, then is the okay. So this is for the risk, okay. This is potential diagnosis, okay. You can go through this. Then comes the risk for fetal injury. Now this is for the fetus, okay. Next you all have to mention 3 nurses note, okay. I have shown you one, the same thing you all have to write more too. So in this, the name, age, bed number, what is the diagnosis, the date of admission, and what medications they are on, what is the diet, what time, and what nursing intervention you all have to mention. Then comes the health education. So what was given to the patient. So in this, antenatal visit will come, the immunization will come, rest and sleep, diet, what they should consume in pregnancy, then how they can take care of their breast will come, then minor ailments in pregnancy, and antenatal exercises, what they can do, that will come, okay. And last is the bibliography. So I have mentioned here three bibliography, so you can copy the same thing, okay. Thank you.